by virtue of our status and advocacy, which we need to improve. We need to encourage a lot of private sectors to imbibe what the government sectors have done, increasing maternity leaves to 6 months. And then for us as women and mothers women and mothers, we also need to advise or emphasize the importance of exclusive breastfeeding. We know that a lot of us here as mothers and nursing mothers, once we resume work, usually after 4 months, we stop breastfeeding. And we know that there's a lot of health benefits of breastfeeding. And we need to encourage those the nursing mothers who resume work before 6 months by creating maybe areas where they can nurse their children, their babies, maybe like creches or a very small room where they can nurse their children during that period. We know that breastfeeding, when you exclusively breastfeed your child, the chances of your child coming down with a lot of diseases like malaria, diarrhea, upper respiratory tract infections are all reduced. So we encourage those who are in the private sectors and some government sectors who have not imbibed the 6 months maternity leave to do that. The importance of this is also it helps the mother to bond very well with the child. And the mental aspect of it, I think Dr. Shoyombo will still elaborate more. When women, usually after a child is being born, so many women go through what we call some women go through what we call post-natal blues, postnatal depression. Usually what happens is when some of these women are not able to cope with the fact that a child is born, the fact that they're having sleepless nights, their sleep is altered, it tips them into postnatal blues, tips them into postnatal depression. And when they resume, the fact that the thought of resuming back to work and thinking about the workload, what their bosses will say, the achievements they have to meet up to, all these are actually triggers to postnatal depression. So for us as advocates, we want to encourage those who are in the private sector to encourage implementation of the 6 month compulsory maternity leave, especially for nursing mothers. Thank you.
When you have a lot to deliver as a career woman in your family building, financial progress, but you are limited by, fortunately you said virtue of marriage. So let's see marriage, first of all, as a virtue. I wrote 3 things. I wish I had an age range for this person. Then, what you tell your younger self is not what you tell your older self from time to time. But I would just say generally that the first thing, since marriage is a virtue, is support from the home. Support from the home is critical. Your partner must support what it is you are trying to achieve. First of all, you must know what you are trying to achieve, right? So you have to outline. There was a part of the slide that said, you have to know every goal. You have to know what's your goal, even in that career. Are you trying to be DG, deputy, governor, general? Are you trying to be a CEO? Do you want to stop at the middle? If you know how far you are going to go, then you even have a timeline because you know when you are going to get there. And once you get there, you are fine. So having goals for the financial, you talked about financial progress, you talked about career progress and family building. So I would advise, first of all, you know your goals, articulate and communicate those goals, both to yourself and to your spouse. Because we assume, it's easy to assume that the person, your partner, knows what you want. It's just an assumption. They don't know how far, they may not know how far you want to go, even if they wish you well. So to communicate that, I said to create a timeline, so that's the goals. Create support systems. You need, let me not say you need, I have been able to utilize support systems in the office and at home. Support systems are women that can step in for you if your child got sick but you were in the office or you had to go on a trip. There are also women and men in the office who will cover for you because you were going to go and take immunization and maybe there was going to be a ward round. If your child needs to run out, you need to build. So that's another thing about women, is that we have to network for the purpose of support. You network for the purpose of someone to cover you. And so that's both at the home front and even in the offices. So a support system is critical. I said I didn't know the age because we were talking about financial progress. Online, there is so much money. Not everything on the phone is Yahoo, Yahoo. Right now, there are so many opportunities to make money using remote work. Did you know that translating your native language to a 100-pager, a 100-word document, 100 word, not 100 pages, can earn you money? Did you know that perhaps tapping on it, there's so many things online. So I thought that maybe balancing that, everything doesn't have to be physically outside the home and necessarily at your office space. Please, I want to say that if it is affecting her seriously, she should take some time and retreat. I don't know this organization. I don't know if they have time for leave. We don't know the policies that they have around absences in the office. But to just please take a pause, not fall into depression. It's going to be okay. It really is. Once you can outline what it is, give yourself some time. Take it easy. Let's take it easy on ourselves, because women, we are stressed by too many things. You have to sleep. You have to have food. You have to speak a particular way. You have to make up a particular way. You have to have your children. You have to cook very well. All they have to. Please, let's just take it one go at a time, and I know it will be fine.
As far as I know, education is provided in the formal and non-formal sector, and the 6334 system, which is 6 years primary school. Of course, before that you have a 1 year preschool. After that you have the 6 years primary 1 to primary 6, and then you have the JS 1 to 3 and the SS 1 to 3, and then university. As far as I know, it is still being practiced in Nigeria, and despite its practice, we also have other forms of education introduced. We have the technical and vocational education, because we are conscious now that there's a lot of interest in technology, and the world is moving with technology. So that has been introduced. Also vocation, skills, and that was why I was saying in my presentation that even people in the urban setting, women in the rural setting, they have access to skills, skills and capacity building. But to answer your question, the 6334 education system is still in practice. Thank you.